we don't prioritize security enough for developers, and then that's really an advocacy job for both a junior developer as well as that mid-level person to make sure that they're thinking about that continuously, because that is a huge problem for us today. Hi, I'm Grace Francisco. I'm originally from San Francisco. I used to work for a company called Cisco for a bit. I had a very long career in tech, and I worked for companies like Microsoft, IBM, Atlassian, MongoDB, Cisco, and Roblox. For those of you who are into gaming or have kids who are into gaming, I was the head of developer relations for many of these companies. Set of things to consider when we're talking about cybersecurity and generative AI. So I'll talk about like some basic things. The rapid adoption of generative AI resulted in things like people putting confidential PowerPoints or confidential code into the prompts, which they didn't understand would then go into that platform and become part of the learning material and potentially come out of the prompt to someone else as part of the result set. So that's one example of a security concern. Another security concern that could happen around generative AI is that the way that LLMs train, they can be training on public materials, and sometimes that public content can be actually presented as malicious code that can then inject something that can create a security hole as it's coming back to that user as a result set from a prompt. So those are just a couple of simple things, but the cybersecurity concerns can cover everything from what goes in and out via prompts, but also the learning, the way that the LLMs are learning, and also in the way that a company is setting up all the different systems involved in interacting with that generative AI system and the developer tools that are used around it. I would probably explain it to them in a very similar fashion, which is that we need to be very conscious of generative AI introducing new potential security vectors, that we need to be really conscientious about, like understanding, the cleanliness of the setup, understanding the potential holes, understanding how to train our more junior employees on safe practices, what is okay to use as part of the training or okay to use or integrate with all the different systems that are integrated across the platforms that are in use and in building secure systems. I think number one for especially mid to senior level managers is that we don't prioritize security enough for developers, and then that's really an advocacy job for both a junior developer as well as that mid-level person to make sure that they're thinking about that continuously, because that is a huge problem for us today. I think for a CTO at a C-level position, you're really thinking about the business outcomes of the dependencies and risks. And so for that CTO, it's really all about the risks that they're putting the business in, and really conveying the cybersecurity threats and the opportunity of generative AI in a way that they understand it in business terms. So generative AI can be a great accelerator for your business and accelerating its growth and its opportunities, but at the same time can also be the accelerator of those cybersecurity threats that can be introduced to the environment. So CTA, you can find out more about me. I'm easily findable on Google. I have a LinkedIn profile, and I'm usually the first result that comes up when you look for Grace Francisco and tag with.
Hi there. Thank you for staying with us until the end. If you want to learn more about Engineer Explains, click on one of these.